Welcome back to Bonded by Bravo. I'm your host, Amy, joined with my co-host, Jenna.
How's it going? Good. All right. Hi.
I'm good.
Good.
Great.
Okay.
How's it going?
It's going?
Yeah, I'd say it's going. I'm thinking, like, do I have any hot topics or things that I want to discuss off my head? And I feel very tired today.
Okay.
Wait, there was something I was going to mention and now I can't remember it. I don't know. How was your weekend?
I think I worked all weekend, didn't I? I did.
What are your weekend days, like Monday, Tuesday?
It kind of changes.
Okay.
I mean, pretty consistently. No, nothing's consistent. So it can be, except I'm always down to, like, cover. Especially when we're going away. Like, we're leaving next week. Or Kyle leaves Saturday. I leave Wednesday. So it's like, I'm obviously going to take everything right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got my first taste of the Jersey Shore this past weekend.
Oh.
So my friend has a shore house and I got to spend time with my little bestie, Evie Bean, who is my bestie's daughter, who's insane. She's 3.5. And do you hear all those sirens?
No.
Oh, good. Okay. And just hanging out with a 3-year-old just, like, puts things into perspective.
In what way? Like, in a good or a bad way?
Definitely good. Like,
good.
I like said, I'm sure I've said this on here before, but, like, I just feel like I have the best of both worlds. Like, not wanting children, but being able to be aunts to such cool kids that like my friends allow me to play such a awesome part in their life. I got her she lives in, like, the middle of PA, which is weird for a Philadelphian, but sometimes they go there.
Yeah.
And her daughter Evie has been going to these horse classes where you get to go and, like, brush horses, and at the end of it you get to ride the horse. So I got her cowboy boots.
Oh, that's cute.
It was so
that
funny.
is cute.
Yeah, watching a 3-year-old walk around in cowboy boots that have a little bit of a heel, very confusing.
That's cute.
And you get to, like, spoil. Like, I brought all these presents just because what else am I gonna, like? Yeah, like the Target dollar piles, perfect for aunt presents.
Landfill.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just think, wow, so much waste. But
oh my gosh, it was chalk.
I know. But when you said the Target bins up front, every time I walk by them, I'm like, this is all going to a landfill. This is a waste.
Such good stuff. They had water bottles. They had chalk. They had a water gun. It's great for 3 to 5-year-olds, maybe other ages too.
Okay. Well, what should we talk about?
When did landfills become such? Is this, like, I feel like it's so topic of mind. Do you guys talk about that a lot there?
No, but what's funny? I remember being in Philly, and this is, like, I love Philly, no shade to Philly, but I remember being on the trolley.
No shade to Philly, here comes shade.
One day I was on the trolley, and the way I was seeing people just litter, I was like, I can't live here. Like, this is not work with, like, my values, like, my own value system. Like, and I remember in college, like, my mom had to stop using not paper bags, like the plastic bags. She's like, this, like, little thing that you're on is, like, really kind of fucking annoying.
Oh, you made her stop.
Yeah. And then, like, when she would go to Starbucks, I was like, you have to ask for fair trade coffee. You can only buy fair trade bananas. Like, I've been like this, like, without being so in everyone's face for the better half of the last 15 years. But
what
I just am not
fair trade banana.
So it just means that, like, the workers who are working these farms or who are growing the coffee beans are getting paid a living wage.
And how can you trust that?
It is a certification that you have to get, like, on the coffee or the bananas. Like, you'll see it when you go to the grocery store again, depending on what kind of grocery store you're at. They will, like, a Whole Foods will probably have them. Or like a Sprouts probably even. It'll have a sticker on it that says fair trade. And look at the back of your coffee and stuff. You don't drink coffee, but.
I guess it's not on Meeks Folgers, but.
No. No, it's not.
I'm just thinking, like, I was at a banana farm in Costa Rica, and I'm like, I wonder.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Yeah, so it's always been, I always am thinking about that. And we have to compost. We have, like, no trash, which is great because we do so much composting here.
They just did a thing. They just made that a thing in New York City.
It's great because our trash bags, we have to take our trash down once every 2 and some change weeks. Like, we're never, because it's so much, you don't realize how much compost there is until you start composting. You're like, oh, none of this is trash. And it means your trash doesn't smell.
This is so interesting because me and Meeks,
I'm like, I feel like this is so boring.
Well, no, I'm thinking because me and Meeks' biggest thing when he moved here, he was so obsessed with the trash. And I'm like, there's 2 bins. And he's like, no, there's not, because in Belgium, it's like compost, plastic, aluminum. Like, you have all of that in your house. And then you go to the trash lot, I guess you would call it.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I'll never forget the first time I went. His sister was like, "Yeah, she had all these plastic bottles in her trash can or in her trunk in a box." And I was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Oh," and then like her dad had paper in his. I'm like, "What is going on here?"
Yeah, it is also. I mean, really, they say that the only thing, like rumor has it, is that the only thing that is really worth recycling anymore, because everything is so full, aluminum and glass. Probably cardboard too, but like, you know, the plastic that like strawberries come in, all the plastic has code on them. There's a code on the bottom of the plastic that'll let you know where it's going. And some of them are not recyclable.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. This is very interesting. I have not been doing my part.
I know. I just care about the earth so much, and it's not going well, honestly. So
I feel like I'm having this realization right now that like I always knew you were a hippie, but I don't think I realized how deep it was.
That's good. That means I'm not like walking into the room with it, that I'm just doing it closeted.
Yeah, but I don't think there's anything wrong with like, why? Why is it? No, I like
because sometimes I feel like it can be obnoxious when someone's like, "You're not vegan," and you're like, oh, "I'm sorry, I do care about her, Mother Earth." Well, but no, I'm not vegan. I eat mostly vegetarian, but it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, I get that life though. No, I don't. I mean, I could never not eat meat, but I understand wanting, like, yeah.
Anywho. I mean, it grosses me out for sure.
Yeah.
But like sometimes TMI, but if I'm like PMSing or on my period,
like I thought you were saying something about chicken.
No, chicken, don't even get me freaking started on chicken. Oh God, I have a situation today I have to deal with. Like I have to make it. Like I have to make it, and I'm like, the way that I will not want to touch anything. And then I think once raw chicken enters the building, that all of a sudden it's everywhere. Like it's plastered everywhere. We're getting, like obsessively.
E. coli.
We even got for Christmas. Kyle got me a new faucet that you just had to put your hand in front of it to turn it on, so that
you don't have to touch the chicken.
I don't have to touch it. I know.
This is so funny. So that's so funny you said that.
There's a reel that Kyle sent me about this, and he's like, all girls are the same. And it's that, and we just forever, unless that shit is shredded, we're like, it's undercooked. We all think it's just undercooked.
I will eat chicken out. Like I had a grilled chicken salad for lunch, but I will, like, for me to actually cook it, I'll avoid cooking it at all costs.
Same.
Or like, can I just pick it up and put it in something to cook? Like I love a crock
like
pot.
Today I'm doing the slow cooker, and even that I've been like, I woke up,
but that's like, the easiest of methods.
And I already put it in there, like in the like, so I have to figure out how to get it out without touching it and get it like out of the wrapper. Don't worry, I'm thinking about it. I think I'm gonna get gloves on the way
or tongs.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
I had to
tongs too, for sure.
yeah,
But
yeah. I did a ground chicken meatloaf yesterday. Really delicious, but it was so easy. I didn't have to touch any
oh, that's
freaking
nice.
thing. I
That's
used
nice.
like people because usually people will put their hands in the meatloaf, but I
Yeah, yeah.
just moved that around with a nice
I know.
spatula
My
thingy.
Italian grandmother is rolling over. Well, she's not dead yet, so or not dead. I shouldn't say yes. Jesus, love you. Anyway, let's get into some pop
What
culture.
the fuck are we talking about? Oh my
I did
god! So I
want to point
didn't.
out what
Yeah, go ahead. No, I didn't go to the Met Gala this year, so it was. I didn't
you
go to the Met
and
Gala. Let me go
you
back.
and a million other people. Like Kris
Right.
Jenner wasn't there, Blake Lively wasn't there, Taylor hasn't gone since 2016, but like Justin Bieber wasn't there, Beyonce wasn't there, and it
But
like
Beyonce
there
hasn't
was,
been in a few years, right?
but you
Beyonce's
would
also on
think
tour.
this year too, though, with
I also
what they were honoring, I just would have thought for sure Beyonce would have been there.
well, it was funny because Kendrick Lamar and SZA weren't there, but that's guess where they
Oh
were.
yeah.
They were in Philly
Oh, I saw this.
on tour.
Yeah.
So that's interesting too.
Sarah Jessica
I
Parker, not there.
oh, interesting.
Who was like a Met Gala icon, sort of. I feel like has she ever missed?
I
I don't
feel
even
like
know.
I feel like we say this every year. Like last year, we said the same thing, where we were like, there were notable people
I thought
missing.
Kris Jenner not being there was, especially because Kim, Kylie, and Kendall were all there. Usually it'll be the four of them. I wonder why she
Hmm.
chose to not go.
Maybe because the Diddy trial started on Monday.
But what do you? But do you think they would
No,
have to
I'm
anything?
sorry. No, I
Yeah.
just not yet. But
Yeah.
anywho, so it was like pouring rain in New York City all stinking day, like
Oh
pouring
damn.
rain. And last year I went up to like the gates and I saw on TikTok that they pulled everybody from the gates, which they like usually you can watch right at 81st Street.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it 79th? Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And they pulled everybody and the cops were like yelling at people to get away. And there was talk that the Obamas were going to be there, but I wonder if it was because Kamala Harris was there, but she didn't walk the carpet.
Oh, I didn't even know she was there.
Yeah, she took pictures in her bedroom, or not in her
Oh,
bedroom,
okay.
her hotel room, and that might have been why. But you know, we'll never actually know what
Yeah.
the real story was. So I didn't go up, but it's so fun to think that they're all like close.
Right
I had
there.
friends that went to the Mark Hotel to like sit out and have lunch on Sunday, and Jeremy Allen White just like
I
walked
saw,
by.
yeah, I saw that on Instagram a little,
Yeah,
yeah, on Demois, I think, that he was at the Mark Hotel.
yeah. And it's, it's like so close to where I am that you still feel like you're like
The
in
energy.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though I'm nowhere
Another
near it.
event that happened that a few people were notably missing. So Gigi Hadid's 30th birthday party happened. She was hand in hand with Bradley Cooper. So they're
Ugh.
clearly a full-on item, which, I mean, we knew that. But Blake wasn't there, or at least there's no photos of Blake and Ryan or Taylor and Travis. But it did get me kind of thinking. So Taylor and Travis, I guess, were just on this like international vacation or whatever. And there's no photos of them that have been captured. And it kind of is just like this little reminder, like, you can, if you want to go unseen, you can go unseen.
Yeah.
Because and now it feels like all the paparazzi before were kind of a choice.
That's interesting.
And, and I'm like, was it just like, okay, let's feed them right now. We're both in the, like, you're in season right now. It's good for business. I'm on tour. Good for business. Like, now that he's not playing right now, like, it's not the football season. She's not touring right now. There's no real incentive for them to just be giving us everything.
I like that though. Because
me too. I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
It just is this reminder, like, it's a choice. It is definitely a choice.
That's interesting. I think that's true though, because even when you see, like, I feel like sometimes when you watch the Kardashians, when they're calling
totally
paparazzi on them.
And you think about it too, like, we don't ever really see like paparazzi photos of like Beyonce stepping out in New York. Like, that does not happen
unless she's at a place that
They know
when
they're
she
going to be
does,
there.
it's like, how did you know she was going to be there?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Who were your favorite Met looks?
Oh, I didn't look at any of them, to
Oh
be
no.
honest.
Oh my
No,
God.
I'm not
This is so wild. I
like
had like my
super into
phone.
this.
Oh.
What do I know about fashion?
Yeah,
Literally
but like
nothing.
liking it or not?
There was one who
One.
had, there was like, I don't even know who it was, but Sophia Grange or Sophia Britchie. She had like this white one with
Oh,
like a
and see,
nice,
to
like a big
me,
bow behind, and that was the only one I liked.
but that's just, and like to me, I was like, okay, nice dress, not on theme at all.
This is the other thing though. I never understand the theme. The camp
I,
was the only theme I sort of understood, and it's not like I know enough like
yeah.
black design, not even black. I don't know enough designers to know if we're honoring them or not.
No, and I don't think the goal was more about Black dandyism than about honoring. It was more about honoring Andre Leon Talley, who is like
Got it. Yeah.
probably, and Dapper
On a
Dan from
Windtor's kind
Harlem.
of, yeah.
And Coleman Domingo, fellow Philadelphian Temple alum, FYI, was
Oh
one of the
yeah, because he
chairs.
was on Armchair Expert, and he talked about this, I think.
Yeah.
Oh wait, and
Yeah.
he lived. I think he did Temple and then moved to San Francisco for 10 years before going
and
to
started a theater company.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm trailing right behind him.
Yeah, great. And you just have to open a theater company.
Yeah.
I really love him. But my favorite looks, I'd say Janelle Monáe was really amazing. Lizzo, I loved. Zoe Saldana was really good. Sabrina Carpenter, I really thought was interesting. The idea that they were saying was like black tailoring and very beautiful tailoring. Also, Lauryn Hill came out at the very end. Actually, I think the only person after her was Rihanna, because Rihanna's known to be hours late to these things.
Yes,
Rihanna walked into the Mark Hotel at 5:00 when people were leaving to go to the red carpet. She walked into the hotel announcing her third pregnancy, and I don't think she showed up to the red carpet until 10:00. Which
I do
most
like
of
Lauryn
the
Hill's. I've just looked hers up.
Not to mention how much I love her. But yeah, I thought it was, I had my TV on, my computer open, and
wow, we're like TikTok. Into it.
I really am, and I don't know if it's because it's close to where I am now that you do kind of feel cool, or like you feel like you're like a part of it, like it's in your neighborhood.
I'm not into the award shows either.
Oh, see, yeah, they're like
I'm like not into these big nights. Okay. I can't.
I love it.
I
mean, it's pop culture. What do you mean?
I know, which is so weird that I'm not into it.
Yeah.
I do like seeing after party photos.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I thrive.
Lizzo went to one of the local gay bars and then was like gallivanting through the West Village like it was her job.
I was that
like,
for her.
I could, if I freaking ran in to Lizzo at one of these bars, I would die.
That would be so wild.
I know. And so I know you're not on TikTok, which I just think we need to change this. So
I don't want another app. I'm actually going to get rid of Instagram.
I would say get rid of Instagram and go on TikTok.
No, but
it's such a better platform.
Yeah, but I don't want to be in it.
I don't care. You do.
I don't.
You do.
No, just like my refusal to use AI or ChatGPT, whatever.
Well, that is silly and only going to be like your parents' refusal to use a computer.
Yeah, but I'm so afraid of. I just saw this thing today that someone posted on. It was like New York Times or the New Yorker, and how it's really halting like our own critical thinking, and that's my fear in using it. It's not because
but that's
I don't believe it, but I don't want to not be using my own brain.
But we Google everything. We literally Google everything. So this is like the shit.
Yeah, but like to write an essay, like someone
when
like
are you
these
writing an essay?
But my point is, like in these things, they're talking about these college students who are now. She was like the college student that they interviewed was like, yeah, like I am using it every single day. I'm scrolling TikTok till my eyes bleed, which means I don't have enough time to write this essay that would normally take me this many hours, but I can just at chat GBT, because it's a whole article about how people are just cheating their way through college. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it would have been great. We only had the
I don't like
notes.
that.
What were they called? Well, college is one thing, but for the rest of your life,
Yeah,
like, this is going to be taking over. And it's basically like what happened with the .com boom. And if we don't adapt, you're going to be like your old. Like,
okay, I don't
I
feel like
just
talking
keep
about
thinking.
I'm getting sensitive because I'm so anti it.
But I think you all have to think about it. I just did this incredible session at work the other day about how it can help. You can use it to help you on your daily. It's not just about like ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I think it's like you can use it on the daily to make your life easier.
My life is easy.
Okay, let's talk about something else. What are we talking about? Let's talk about Bravo. Really making an impact in the world.
Yes. Summer House. So Jesse talks to the girls about what they told Lexi. And I know I pick up on this. I feel like I brought it up on this podcast a few times, but when you can kind of read between the lines of what people are saying, and Paige responds to Jesse and says, like, when you bring it to us, it's there now. Like, don't come for us saying that we can't say anything. Like, you brought it to us, so don't try and ask us to not get in the middle of it. And I think what she's saying is, like, once you bring it to air, let this be your lesson learned that it's on air now, and we are going to be talking about it, and there are now going to be side conversations about you. And so, because also, like, that's your fault.
And you're also in a reality TV show.
Yes, like, that's the underlying context there.
But I think that's also, yeah. It's like, as much as like I want to have Lexi's side, I'm kind of like, thank God we're like, hopefully we're moving away from this relationship. I was
happy to see Sierra be like, called Jesse a weird. She was like, that was a weird comment. Like, when whatever he said about trying to make Sierra feel better for the West of it all. And she's like, feel bad for me. Like, no, that's a weird thing to say.
Did you see how Jesse said that he's trying to be the next Michael Bublé?
He does have a good voice. Like, I can't discredit him for that. Like, he has that, like, very deep, whatever. I don't know what they call that. But
I disagree about his. I think he has an okay voice, but like,
I feel like he's obviously musically inclined though. Like, he's went to college for it. Like, has studied it his entire, I think, basically his entire life. But music aside, like, every time I see him on the internet now, I have such an ick, and it does feel like a rite of passage to get the ick for these, like, you know, beloved Bravo or once beloved Bravo Labs, and he's giving it to me in a way that West never did. Like, because West fumbled the bag with Sierra, but West didn't necessarily give me the full-blown ick. Whereas Jesse's just like making a mockery out of the whole thing online and stuff, and I'm just like, stop.
He said that, I saw his TikTok the other day where he's like, somebody just came up to me and was like, I'm sorry you're getting such a bad.
That's what I literally just watched. And I was like, I can't with you. I just like, this is exactly what I was referencing. But go ahead.
And just like giggling. And there's a douchebagginess of him that Wes didn't have. Like, I still think what he's doing is way worse than what Wes did.
100%. And I stand by that. I don't think Jesse's hot enough to be acting this way. I just don't.
He's tall.
Aside from tall, let's what do we put him at 5'11"?
5'11" would be a totally different story.
Okay, let's put him there. With that face, where are we at?
I mean, yeah, agreed. He would never pull Lexi. If he was 5'11",
exactly,
he would never pull Lexi.
He's not physically hot enough.
And I also don't think he has the personality of Wes, because when you're 5'11", you have to overcompensate and be funny. And like, Jesse doesn't have that.
Also, I was thinking about Wes during watching this, and like having Schwartz and West on the same screen. I was like, are you guys the same person, a little different font? Like, they're both like these, like.
Who would you have sex with first?
West. Like.
Because West, I think, could
Schwartz doesn't have. Yeah, 100%.
Schwartz is like a Ken doll, like in my head.
Like, the way I need to know what West's porn history is ever since that episode, I'm like, what is so weird that you can't say it on TV and that it had to be bleeped out?
Well, I also think like Carl's was so PG that it was like
so specific.
Tan lines. Do you know what made me think about that Quinn app?
Must have been spending his summers on the shore.
He's like, I look up tan
Started
lines.
young.
And I was like, but also like
it was
Carl,
kind of endearing.
I know. I don't know like when I thought Carl got so hot. Like he's always been hot, but like this like sober, sensitive, like him trying to figure out his way in the world of like how he flirts, how he dates.
I
how
love that
sexes.
He said in his confessional, like, I know that I don't have a chance with Sierra. Like, it's nice to know that even, like, everyone has a feeling of, like, that's out of my league.
As they should.
As they should. We all need to be a little humbled.
But after everything we've seen, out of the 3 men that have approached her, the way that Carl approached her with the most beautiful compliments, like complimenting her character, like who she is, how she presents herself. And every girl, if they got those same compliments, would immediately be turned off because we're all sick in the head.
All of us.
Would you imagine if some guy said that to you, even if they were hot and tall, I'd be like, what's, ew, what, ew, ew, ew.
I don't know. I do love a compliment. But I don't get them enough. I gotta start begging for them.
Kyle.
I know, he's not a words of affirmation guy, but I am. And so it's a little conflicting.
Okay, this brings up a funny story that has nothing to do with this. But when I was with my friend over the weekend, we were talking about like how many times our parents have said they were proud of us or lack thereof. And I overcompensate with my niece all the time. And I'm like, I'm so proud of you.
Oh my God, she's like, going to be a nightmare.
And it's like she literally picked up a bucket and dumped the water out. And I was like, look how strong you are. And
no, this is a problem. This is what's going to be wrong with that generation.
And we went into a whole conversation about like how, no, our parents never said they were proud of us. Like, what would you have to do to like say that you were proud? Proud?
Yeah, that's a choice of a word.
Yeah, proud. No one was proud over here. Let me tell you. We're
just going through the motions, you know.
I told you my mom told me when I was there for Easter. She's like, Aim, we were talking about something, God knows what. And she said, we were like middle class poor. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like we were blue collar poor. She kept using every word in front of it to just say that we were poor. And I was like, yeah, no, I know, Mom. Well aware. But she like wouldn't just say poor. She kept having to put like another adjective in front of it.
And that's it. And well, poor then is so different than now. I mean, it's just, we don't even have to get into all of that. But yeah, it's a whole
poor. Yeah. Like if you think about poor now, my parents would have loved to have been poor now. If we're talking the same thing.
Yeah, I think about this a lot, but I don't know because it's like there feels to be a lot more keeping up with the Jones in a way that didn't exist, I feel like, before. Yeah. And anyway, that's a whole other conversation for another day. But
we should turn this into a political podcast.
No, that's
where
not
we talk about landfills, AI, and the economy.
Oh my goodness. Could you imagine? No. I listen to so many of those podcasts, though. That's probably why my head's filled.
I listen to absolutely none. I did listen to...
I listen to so many. Like, around the clock. It's, like, disturbing. I don't even listen to Bravo podcasts, really, anymore. Like, I'm just so hooked on, like, these business podcasts and political podcasts and all these things that I'm like... sometimes yesterday I had made a choice to just listen to music because I was like, I'm not in the mood for this.
I find that I don't really listen to Bravo podcasts at all, except for ours. And I really realize there's only 2 podcasts I like. And it is Dax's podcast, usually on whatever topic. Today, he actually had Michael Lewis on, who wrote The Big Short and Moneyball and another one that I can't think of that's on Meeks, something about betting, whatever. And the other one, Amy Poehler just came out with one, which I actually liked. And the other one is Jeff Lewis.
Oh yeah. So I got a little Jeff Lewis.
I don't get any education from my podcasting.
That's good. I'm hooked on The Pivot. I look for it every day.
Is it a daily one?
No, it's only there. It's like 3 times a week, twice a
What's it
week.
about? 3 times a week.
It's like Kara Swisher, who is a tech
Huh.
reporter from the 90s, and then Scott Galloway, who's like he's like a huge marketing guru, businessman. He was taught at NYU. But I just like really appreciate their takes on everything.
Interesting. I should
Yeah.
tell Meek about that.
Scott Galloway was actually on Armchair Expert a couple of years ago.
Oh, I feel like I listened to most of their
Yeah.
episodes.
Okay, wow. We just really I haven't had coffee yet today because we are out of coffee pods. So I feel like if you're listening, you could probably tell because I don't even know. I have like no real
What kind of are your coffee
train of thought.
pods trading? Fair traded?
And they're compostable. So thanks
Oh.
for asking.
Oh, that's interesting because we got one of those Keurigs too.
Yeah, you can get
Not for
compostable
my.
ones.
Oh, interesting.
San
That's
Francisco
good to
Coffee
know.
Company. Okay, wait,
Oh.
let's snap back here.
What else are we talking about?
Okay, so I guess to just end on Summer House, we'll just circle back real quick. Jesse and Lexi discussing his red flags. I guess my point here is just, I don't think, like, Lexi's whole thing is, I understand why she's pissed for, like, several reasons, but I feel like she's really upset that Jesse's way of talking about her is why she is not close with everyone in the cast. And I don't think that's his intention at all. But I do think that's happening. And I can't put all that blame on him, but because like she obviously is playing some role, like maybe she's, so caught up in him that, which I get, like we all have been there where you're just like so focused on the guy that she's sort of neglected all the friendships in the house. But the fact that he's like he has this like inability to see the role he's playing. And then he goes back to the room with West talking about how the flags he was wearing about are like justified. And I was like, wait, Jesse,
and
you're
that's
really
why,
not seeing like her side of
no.
this at all? Like, are you even trying to see her side of this at all?
And I think that's why, like he's just gaslighting her, and he like that's why for me what he's doing and like not the lack of accountability part is so much worse than what Wes did when Wes was honest and was like, look, there's probably gonna be a lot of chicks in my DMs.
Yeah.
I don't want to fumble this, so I think we should not be together. Whereas like Jesse is just gassing her up, love bombing the shit out of her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when we watched Sierra and West get together, it all happened very slowly, very naturally. Like I thought it was a good progression. And although we want to see love bombing, I'm rewatching Love Island right now, and we love bombing. Like I think it's fun for the camera to watch people get love bombed, but like we all know what's happening, and Jess and Lexi's in the middle of it. I don't know what I'm saying. What's happening?
Yeah,
What was the point of that?
well, just the Jesse's inability to acknowledge that he's playing any role in any of it. I just find, because he, in so many ways, I would think that he would be able to see that, because there's so many other things about his personality that would make me think like he can look at the bigger picture and be empathetic about it, but he's not. I feels like he's not even trying. But the other thing that I think I keep keeping in mind too is like the love, when you just were saying how he love bombs her. I feel like he feels like he's incompetent. Like I think the love bombing comes from a place of him thinking about who she has previously dated, because I think it was in the after show or in some interview where it was like, yeah, how do I compete when I'm with a girl that dated Drake or something? There was something around that. And I think that that's where the love bombing is. It's like, choose me, choose me, choose me, even if I'm not totally choosing you.
But I think this is I was just thinking I would love to, because I don't think Jesse just love bombs her. I think Jesse is a love bomber.
In general.
And I think that's a certain personality trait that I'd be dying to ask my therapist.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was with her specifically, mostly because I do feel like before this show, I don't know if Jesse's getting Lexi at a bar, for example. I don't know if that's happening.
I don't know. I might disagree. Like, I'm just thinking him as a demographic in New York.
Lexi's not giving him the time of day at a bar, off of TV, stuck in a house. Like, You look at the guys she's dated before, like a Brooklyn Beckham and what's Kyle Gerber's brother's name? I forget. But like they're both like a little like an Austin Butler type, where they're very like pretty and like a little lighter. They're not crazy tall. They're model gorgeous. Like they have these bone structures. Like I just don't know if Jesse is getting a girl like Lex. Like I don't think Lexi's going for him outside of this show.
And you're saying that's why he love bombed her, because
yes, like I think it was
he wouldn't usually get it. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm torn there.
Okay.
I feel like love bombing is probably a personality trait, but I like the take that Jesse or Lexi wouldn't go for him outside of this.
Yeah, I don't see it.
I just feel like on paper in New York, if he was at a bar, he could get chicks for his height, his job before this.
I mean, he of course could get chicks. Like I certainly am not one of them. But who am I? It like doesn't matter. But like if he approached me at the bar, it's a no for me.
Do you ever do that where you're like, if Sierra walked up to you at a bar, would you let her take you home?
Sierra?
To my husband.
Oh,
sorry.
I'm like, what?
Or you're like, no, but I mean, I would consider it. Sierra would never. Like,
yeah.
You know. Anywho, have you been watching Love Hotel?
No.
Not at all?
I watched the first episode. Aren't there only 2 episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched the other one. It's cute.
Yeah, it's cute. That's what we said last week. Like a filler show. And what did I call it last week? A scroll show. So you can scroll on your phone while you watch the show.
Yeah. I feel like I do love that.
But speaking of love bombing, we should probably talk about the Valley and Jax's rage text from rehab.
Yeah, because that's the same thing. Speaking of love bombing, what about rage text bombing?
Well, Brittany was saying in the after show that before the rage text comes the love bombing. And then after the love bombing, when he doesn't get a respond, that's when the rage texts come through.
It's almost like I'm shocked that she was crying on last night's episode, because I'm like, but like
she's probably just overwhelmed.
I just am like, this now, right? Like,
I don't think it's
what's
like
gonna happen.
Tears of sadness at this point. I think it's tears of like, I can't handle this. Like, I have a son at home to take care of. My family doesn't live in this country, in this city or state or whatever. And it's like, I have this guy the father of my child is bashing me from inside of rehab. Like that's a lot to take on while renting and paying a mortgage. Like I really don't understand.
I almost think that Jack shouldn't have the opportunity to be on TV anymore.
Well, that's what people are really calling for online.
Yeah, because what he's doing is so psychotic and unhealthy that it's pretty frightening that he's allowed to act this way with proof and texts and everything else. And the season's going on fine without him.
I agree. And I think that that's what he's most afraid of. But I have seen a lot of people online saying, like, we're good on this. I do think we still, as freaking messy as Jesse is, this other Jesse, I do feel like we need. Like Nick Viall was talking about in the podcast. He's like, I know that he's like, I don't, as a father, like Nick was saying, like, as a father, I really hate what's happening. Like, with Jesse and Michelle and their daughter having to be part of this and it being filmed. And he's like, but I can't help but want to follow this couple more than I'm paying attention to anything. This is the storyline I'm most following, and I feel the same.
Yeah, because other than that, what else happened last night?
Like, I don't care about Janet and Zach. And I don't like Zach. And people really are coming for Janet. I don't feel that strongly about her in like a hate way. I mean, I don't feel that much for her in any way, but like the hate that she's getting, I guess, is just in like it's more of a pro-Kristen stance as opposed to Like, is it because people are just rooting for Kristen and they're like, well, in response to that, we hate Janet?
Well, and you know, Kristen's had 10 years to have people be pro
Rally.
Kristen.
Yeah.
Zach, like that moment last night where he was sitting there and he's like, is Nia here to hold my hands because I'm getting too upset? I was like, you are a grown ass man. What
Yeah.
the hell is going on? And to
Yeah.
your point about Jesse and Michelle, we posted this video last week about how we were saying that Jesse was more calculated in his decision to, not his decision to divorce, but like in his divorce. And the amount of women that called us crazy was kind of shocking to me.
No way.
Basically being like, you guys are crazy. Like Jesse is like compared to
No.
Jax. Yeah. Our TikTok comments were, I'm
No.
like, who are these women that would,
Sorry, I'm like actually shocked right now because I don't see these comments.
Oh, it was wild. I was like fighting people in the comments. They were fighting with each other because they were taking Jesse's side over Jax. And I'm like, how do you not see this?
Yeah, because it's like, I would rather deal with a monster who everyone knows is a monster than a monster that everyone thinks is a sweet guy.
And they're all thinking that he's the sweet guy. And they're like, what
But how? How could they think that?
I mean, it's like naivete.
I am so shook right now. I am like,
send you pictures.
I feel like it made my head hurt, and I feel like either it's like no caffeine or that is making my head hurt.
It was honestly wild. It really like threw me off, the amount of comments of people being like, you guys are crazy. This is such
you know,
a
it goes to say like the internet, this is why I can't wait to get off Instagram and the internet and all of it.
Never
because
do AI.
And never do it, because even the stuff that we were getting from Paige about, like when we posted anything about Paige, I could not. It's like I didn't want to. I just really couldn't believe the vitriol that was coming her way in our comments.
Oh yeah,
and that like there were 2 videos we posted regarding Paige that got a lot of attention, and I can't imagine if we are seeing all of that on our own. What the hell does her inbox look like? What does her Instagram look like?
And it's all like how
it's really nasty shit to her.
And the thing is like the demographic of women that this is that's the part that I think scary. Is like it was all women that are
all women about
these things. Yeah, it's not like
women and bots, like not one guy.
No, yeah.
Oh, sad. I don't. That is so sad. Oh my god.
I think it's like, for me, sadder is like a broader society that people believe these men. And that's where, like, I was thinking about this because I'm like kind of over the
fuck the patriarchy thing, right?
And I'm over like the
Is that what you were gonna say though? Because I know we talked about this a little bit.
I was gonna say I'm over the like man hating conversation. Totally. Like I think that's boring. I think
it's also doing us such a disservice. Like we are losing. Like even if they like, it feels like, okay, fine, the men hit first and now we're hitting back, and guess who's really losing? All of us. It's
just like, right.
It's becoming the Handmaid's Tale. Like it's so
I feel like it's a boring conversation if there's so much more nuance to it. Like what I hate is people who are allowed to get away with doing bad things to women. Like that there's rapers and like the culture of like sexual assault and the Donald Trumps and the ability to like treat women, and that we're not always having seats at the table that men have, just the privilege because they're a man. But like to say that like, oh, I'm a man hater, I just think that's such like a boring take on all of it.
I think that's where some of the Paige hate comes from too. It's like they hear her highlights from podcast or whatever. And so then they're, they feel like they're sticking up for their own husband when they're retaliating in the comments.
And those women to me are more dangerous than almost any man, because if you're not even going to have our backs, and that you still believe that like women should be in a kitchen with 3 kids and like stay at home moms, like that to me is so much scarier than some man who doesn't know better. Like you know better. You've experienced these things. You've had this, some of society's. I'm rewatching Mad Men in the midst of this, so it's.
I'm like, we keep trying to make this non-political, and we just keep
but
going down this hole.
Though, like those people are the people that are commenting on the pages and and saying that Jesse isn't doing anything wrong because they're like, oh, he's just like sticking up for his woman and like he just wants his family back together, and it's. How can you not see through that? It's almost like the people supporting. Yeah. Anyhow.
Well, when I was watching this, I was like, so Jesse cries with that gratitude ball or whatever, and talks about the very toxic situation he's in as if Michelle isn't literally 3 feet away. But I was like, I can't tell. So then he like does this, he storms out, right? And he like, or like, I guess he doesn't storm out, but he like walks away in tears and he huffs and puffs, goes upstairs. And then Jason, of course, like he knows cameras are following him, so he knows someone is going to follow him. Get out! Just leave me alone! Just leave me alone! I'm like, I wrote in the outline, but as I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, no, this is like not even a question. But I wrote in the outline, I can't tell if Jesse's being real, if he's watched hours of Jax on TV and just like knows how to manipulate the cameras and the audience. Like he talks to Jax more than anyone else. Jax has definitely given him a playbook of how this goes. Like there's just no way that someone like Jax wouldn't do that. And Jesse, of course, would absolutely eat it up. And this was a full display of that. Like and when he was in that bathroom saying, just leave me alone. I just need to be alone. I was like, oh my God.
But you have to have some natural instinct to be this narcissistic, and I think
100%.
Jesse just has that natural ability to like.
Jesse's whole thing, every time I watch him, I'm like, you are the guy that got out of Boston and you feel so superior because of it. Because not only did you get out of your little small, like wherever you were in Boston, you got to the Hollywood Hills. Like you so specifically live in the Hollywood Hills. You said on the first season you won't live anywhere else. Like he is so like desperate for the clout and just has this. Yeah, he has like a complex about it that I think really motivates. Yeah, like I think that motivates sort of every move he makes and outfit he wears and like really just dictates his entire life.
What are your thoughts on Jason?
I think Jason is too normal so far to be on this show. I know you got
same. And I think
confused. His wife, I think he's just settled, like pleasing her. Like it's a paycheck. Like I don't know how big these paychecks are.
Yeah,
but they have to be decent enough that you're willing to put your shit out to like. You know what I mean? For everyone to comment on.
I could never. And also, if somebody ever said something about my husband, or like for my husband to be like the subject of podcasts, I think it kind of throws me their relationship. The other thing that I think is Luke, Kristen's boyfriend, fiance, whatever. He's a strange bird, man.
Strange bird, for sure. I just kind of think he's like someone that, like he's from Colorado, right? I'm pretty sure. And I think he's not even from, I don't even think he's from like Denver or Boulder. Like I think he's from like out there and grew like pot on a farm, like has a big weed farm.
Oh.
So like he's not... Like when you're living out there,
that's
I mean,
what he's
it's
doing
like
when she says he's a farmer.
Yeah, I'm like pretty sure.
How stupid am I?
Yeah,
didn't pick that one up.
I feel I'm like I'm pretty positive.
Okay.
Yeah, and it came up some way last season, like not on the show, but maybe on like an outlet, like one of the media outlets, or it was hinted at for sure.
Okay. Interesting.
But I think that that's what feels strange to him, is that he's just like not a city guy.
And
now all of a sudden he's coming from the middle of nowhere, Colorado, growing weed on a farm to a reality show with a bunch of narcissists. Like that is a jump.
Yeah. I just feel like he doesn't seem cool enough to be a weed farmer grower. Weed farmer.
I mean, anyone.
I guess I don't know anybody who is, because the East Coast. Well, I mean, I feel like it's
there's not a
thing here.
No, I don't think people. I mean, not good weed.
Do you know what I wanted to talk about before we hang up?
Huh?
Do you know thin eyebrows are coming back in all of these
You
Gen
brought this
Z?
up last week.
I
You're so
did?
pissed. Yeah.
Oh, I am.
You're
I
gonna be
can't believe I
fine.
brought this up.
You don't have to do it. Like, don't
I'm
let the
very
peer
stressed
pressure hit
out.
you.
No, but they can't be in style again because I did a lot to get these here and they're still growing back.
I know, same.
Okay. I hear Raleigh. I almost said
I know he's got to go potty
Raleigh
so
needs to
bad.
go to the bathroom. We'll be back next week with an all new political podcast about AI, the
No.
economy, composting, and all of your favorite Bravo shows. Follow us wherever you follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Bonded by Bravo Pod, and listen wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thanks, friends.